Man, I'm so excited. Just, you can feel the anticipation. It took me this darn long to get them all. Alien, lion, the wolf. Put the legs together. Okay, wolf. The bison or bull or Taurus. Okay, how do you get the legs? Okay, so that's that. What on earth was Hasbro thinking and called this a shark Zord? How does this even look like a shark? It's a swordfish. And also, you're going to give this to a Gold Ranger? Seriously, Hasbro? Anyway, review time. July 23rd, 2025. This is when this video was originally recorded. What's happening, YouTube? If you haven't noticed, I'm in the storage unit doing the review as of this recording to do a review for something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's something that also I got to get off my chest while doing so. So yeah, what's happening, everybody on YouTube? It's been forever since I last did a review. So Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with the new PRLostGalaxy2014 review of sorts. First time doing a full set of Super Sentai mecha that's also been adapted into what was the final season of the original continuity of Power Rangers, with my review on KyuRenOh from Kyuuranger, aka Cosmid Fury Megazord, aka what was going to be, I thought would be blah blah blah, you know, a name that I thought sounded cooler than Cosmid Fury Megazord, because I don't see what's so ferocious about these Zords when they named them for Power Rangers, because like I was going to do this for a fan film using only the toys, and I know that I've bragged about it. I know I sound pretty salty as of this review, talking about the Zords individually, the mecha, whatever you like to dub it for Power Rangers or Super Sentai. But if you haven't, you know, because like again, KyuRenOh, this is what I probably should have gotten way back in like 2020 or so. But here I am doing a review on this, and it's just, I'm just really salty with the fact that when, you know, now that we had Cosmid Fury, and here I am doing a very, very, very late review on something that Sentai did first, but better and given the quality of the toy. Because again, when Hasbro did their version of this for Power Rangers, the quality, as I theorized, was going to be cheap because they were not going to include lights and sounds on it, just like the this very glorious Japanese toy import of it from Kyuuranger. And knowing Kyuuranger, I know I'm going to sound like a purist of the Sentai in the review, because, you know, for someone who has seen Power Rangers Cosmid Fury and was also going to use these exact same Zords for a fan project for something not related to the main show by any means, but knowing I was going to do it first before they would go ahead and do it. And really, I was really hoping that I was going to get the Zords ahead of time, but you know, I was going through some issues. But now that I finally got all the Zords, you know, the main 6 that I want for a Power Rangers fan film project, but I'm going to do a review on it right now, and because these were the colors I was intending based on the 6 Rangers, because again, Lost Galaxy is, you know, your red, your pink, your green, your blue, your yellow. Well, Magna Defender would have had this in my fan film thing. Now, when I did Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Infinite Frontier, I was going to do just the Zords and the Silver Ranger, you know, basically reusing Super Mega Force Silver and give them that Silver Viper Voyager Zord thing, or something of a like, if I were to do that fan film still. But since Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Infinite Frontier unfortunately is uncertain if it's still in production or not, I've already made clear the film was canceled, but that doesn't guarantee that I'm bringing that fan film back anytime soon before, who knows, because I'm the last sole member of my side of the family after losing a family member earlier this year. I'm sorry for griping on that and, you know, trauma dumping people. But yeah, but if you've seen Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, this is the Cosmic Lion Zord, Cosmic Eagle, Cosmic Bull, Cosmic Swordfish, not Shark. Fuck you, Hasbro, for that. Cosmic Chameleon and Cosmic Wolf Zord. But in Kyuuranger, Washi Voyager, Shishi Voyager, what's the terms? Okay, Oshi Voyager, which is the Bull Zord, I'm just showing from the box. Akami Voyager, which is the Wolf. Chameleon Voyager, and Kajiki Voyager. And yeah, this is what the packaging looks like, even though this is the very first time owning something Super Sentai related in any capacity, just to show off a review, because now you guys want the more definitive toy of the Cosmic Fury Megazord, you got it. So we're going to take a look at these Zords individually, even though it took me a long time to get the entire, this entire Megazord, aka KyuRenOh. Washi Voyager, I've already showed off a while ago, like years ago, back in since 2021, and I've had this first, but these 5 took me 6 years. Because again, when I was doing that fan film, this, I had, I was struggling personally, but now I have it. Okay, so we're going to take a look at these Zords individually and how I think about them and how to put them together, because there's different combinations to make, KyuRenOh / Cosmic Fury Megazord. God, I hate that name. What, and like I said, what is so ferocious about these Zords? They were, I mean, again, watching Dino Fury, personally, I don't, and then Cosmic Fury, like meshing dinosaurs with this, it's just a terrible combination. I mean, it's no different when we had a Power Ranger series a decade ago where you had angels and pirates, and they don't really, again, those themes didn't mesh at all. And look what happened with that series. Everybody fucking hated it. But for me personally, I love these Zords, but I just hate how they were, used in Power Rangers. Only reason they did this is because, well, Hasbro wanted to get a reboot in the way, and they just wanted to do more original seasons, and that reboot is coming out in 2027, no less, now that it's been announced as of this recording, that they are going to start production in 2026. So the reason they did Cosmic Fury the way they did shockingly, in my opinion, because they wanted to do that reboot. Bad. Like, real bad. Okay, enough of that griping, so let's take a look at these Zords. Starting with the big one, the big red lion. And I really like the size of this thing. I figured that's probably why this Megazord cost as much as it did, is because this was, the Shishi Voyager was going to be the big, because again, the lion is the whole body, and it was going to be like huge, like mega huge. And of course, the mouth can slightly open even in vehicular animal form, but you can see a bit of the Megazord face, but yeah, you can do that. And then you turn these arms around to do that, and then this is how the Megazord, this is how it will look when you put it in Megazord form, and then you turn half of the head around and then you reveal the face. So, and then I don't know what, oh yeah, these pegs, and that's how it would look even as a vehicular Voyager ship form. So turn this away a bit again, and this is how Shishi Voyager looks in vehicular Zord form. Okay. As for the Oshi Voyager, aka the Cosmic Bull or Cosmic Bison Zord, whatever you like to fucking call it. This I can tolerate as opposed to the 2017 movie Black Ranger with his Mastodon Dino Zord having the spider legs and all of that. But with this, not a problem. It's supposed to be like that of a tank because, again, the Black Ranger in the Sentai was a android robot, and you know it makes sense for him to go with this kind of aesthetic. And this is his Kyutama, where it shows the symbol of his constellation animal. And then, yeah, because the mouth does open and close. And then you can flip his head up to do a leg, or you can have it just like an arm standard wise. And also the horns can turn. So you got some horn articulation going on in this. The Chameleon Voyager, aka the Cosmic Chameleon Zord. Now the mouth does open, but it's very wide. But you know, given its limitations, there isn't that much playability. But you can turn it as a arm. This is how it would look as an arm. If there's a peg, I can plug this at. And then you also have it as an arm, or you can have it as, you know, as a leg by having. Wait, is there a piece missing? I swear there was something missing. No, wait. I think there was something missing for the Chameleon Zord, but I swear there was a piece missing, if I'm not mistaken. I guess it was like this because, yeah, like this for an arm, or you can also have it again like as a leg by turning the Chameleon Kyutama a certain direction. Sorry about that. And well, because again, given the limited articulation on the Chameleon, actually, no, I got it. Because this can also work as possibly a leg, given the Chameleon is very small for a female Green Ranger. But when I was doing the fan film, if I got these Zords ahead of before Hasbro did Cosmic Fury and greenlit, I was going to give it for a male Green Ranger, but given this hue of green, this was going to be more for a female Ranger in green. The Okami Voyager, aka the Cosmic Wolf Zord. I'm surprised Billy in Cosmic Fury Mighty Morphin Blue would have this, you know, as a callback to when he had the Blue Wolf Ninja Zord back in his day. And knowing Ollie as the Cosmic Fury Blue Ranger, he hardly ever used this Zord because, again, Cosmic Fury was only 10 episodes. So how was it going to be possible for him to pilot this Wolf Zord when knowing, well, again, so yeah, this Wolf Zord is very reminiscent of that of like the Blue Wolf Ninja Zord. And I think that's probably why I like these Zords a little bit more. When they was, as you know, when I was going to use this for my Power Ranger project personally, to give my Blue Ranger the Wolf Zord, because, you know, Cosmic Fury didn't want to give Ollie a Zord because he was, you know, pretending to be evil with Lord Zed in the show, the actual show. So I was going to, you know, harken back to when Billy had the Blue Wolf Ninja power and all of that, and you know. But again, with all that silver and very little blue on him, I mean, again, it's an all-right Wolf Zord. It's really cool. And also the Blue Ranger from the Sentai was cool. I dig it. But then we get into what is actually a sword fish. I hate to keep harping about that. And for them to call it a Cosmic Shark Sword, it can also be an arm and leg too. And I don't know how can you call this a shark when it's a swordfish. Look how long that mouth and the, you know, this is. And it also can act as a sword too. You know, just basically just have it just like that. Because I don't understand why would they rename it a Shark Zord when it don't look anything like a shark. If they had paid more fucking attention to detail, you know, again, they didn't care. But yeah, they also would give this to Aeon, Cosmic Fury, former Dino Fury Gold Ranger, and knowing this doesn't look anything, I mean, knowing Kyuuranger has a gold Zord that they could have gave the Gold Ranger, but they gave him this yellow Zord when, again, I don't really give a fuck. But when really, this can also, you know, act as a leg and stuff too. But if you flip this, but or you can have it as an arm and just have it as a saber sword for the Megazord or something, just like in the Sentai. But I just really don't understand why would they, you know, call it a sword, you know, call it a shark. And again, it's very disrespectful to how you're using these Zords in Power Rangers. And it's just, I understand the reason why Hasbro didn't want to do their own original. I mean, they did their original suits and everything, but they just didn't want to use original, you know, come up with their own original Zord designs. So they decided it would be cheaper to use the Kyuuranger mecha and just use these Zords, but then they had to change up the roster a little bit, where Amelia, the first ever female Red Ranger, would have this big giant red lion, while whoever, Billy or Ollie, would have the Wolf Zord. I mean, of course, Javi had the Bull Zord. Izzy had the Chameleon because, you know, she's a girl, obviously. But then Aeon gets this yellow swordfish Zord, and it just doesn't make sense. Why the heck are you going to call it a shark? It doesn't make sense. But then again, that's okay. Washi Voyager. Again, I've had her a while. I had her for a while, but you know, you can have it as a leg or arm. But I was thinking possibly just like if I follow the footage, you know, follow some combinations of the footage, put Washi Voyager just like this, because again, when I was going to do Power Rangers Lost the Galaxy Infinite Frontier, I was going to treat this Megazord as my equivalent or modern equivalent of the Ninja Megazord from Mighty Morphin Season 3 and the first Power Rangers movie, and how those Zords were operated. And I was going to give Infinite Frontier the Mighty Morphin Season 3 treatment, if I were to use these Zords and treat them as though they were like the Galaxy Rangers equivalent to Mighty Morphin's Ninja Zords, but from space. Because the Pink Ranger Zord can act as a backpack, or you can have it as an arm or leg, either one. But again, I've had the Washi Voyager since 2021, and this was the first piece of Sentai toy paraphernalia I would have. And yeah, and it sucks that she never got a Hasbro shoddy, you know, release for the Cosmic Fury Megazord. Actually, none of the auxiliary Zords ever got the Cosmic Fury toy treatment, because Hasbro had given up on Power Rangers in terms of toy making, and they just want to, you know, milk MMPR to death and all of that. And you know, with that, you know, who cares? I mean, as long as that Power Rangers reboot Hasbro and Disney Plus is cooking up, I may not care what they got going for it, because that reboot I am definitely not interested in looking forward to. Because again, the only reason they're doing, you know, the only reason they ended the original continuity for 30 years is because they want to do this reboot so bad. Because again, by the time the reboot does fully come up and when they do have their cast and everything set, I'm not looking forward to it, because I've just pretty much moved on from Power Rangers at this point. Who knows where my stance is with fan films and whatever, but I just really don't care. Anyway, let's take a look at KyuRenOh / Cosmic Fury Megazord and how it looks with just these 6. Okay, so now that I've already did an overview of how the Zords look individually, let's take a look at the Megazord, or Mecha, how you like to dub it in Sentai terms, but Megazord for us Power Rangers, and how it forms together. Because, you know, since it's just the giant big red lion, that's the whole body, and these are just the individual various rando pieces to make a different combination. Because again, you've seen Kyuranger, you've seen Cosmic Fury, I've seen Kyuranger, I've seen Cosmic Fury. So let's take a look at how this is once I put it together. Well, primarily, since if you go back to the very first episode of the Sentai, you have the, you know, Voltron colors, red, black, yellow, green, and blue. No pink. And also, if you're going by Power Ranger colors, you know, and just like how it was in the Sentai counterparts for Mighty Morphin and Lost Galaxy, and how you had like red, black, yellow, blue, pink, and green. So we're gonna go by that color formation because this is like my favorite color formation, because when you think these colors, you do think about Mighty Morphin and somewhat Lost Galaxy, because, you know, Lost Galaxy Magna Defender was black, but he was not labeled a Power Ranger. But again, given Lost Galaxy's terminology of where Magna Defender stands as a Ranger or not. Okay, so let's take a look at, so you start with the Red Lion, Voyager, you know, Cosmic Lion, you know, and Cosmic Fury. So turn the Kyutama around. I'll show you how we're going to get the lights and sound working, because before, okay, so in between filming, I did have to take a break to get some AAA batteries like Energizer or Endymion or Duracell, so I can, also I had a little small screwdriver so I can screw in the thing and then put the batteries in, because I wasn't sure where I was going to work this in, but we'll get around the lights and sound later, because I thought that when I bought this, I thought the lights and sound didn't work. I was like, oh no, I hope I didn't get a KyuRenOh that doesn't work with the lights. And, you know, even if the batteries I bought were brand new, but it's like, oh, this doesn't work at all, like no lights and sound are not working anymore. So okay, so if you want to set this up, how about you put the Swordfish Voyager and the Chameleon Voyager Zords, you know, this way, as primarily like even on the packaging of the box. I'm trying to get the Chameleon symbol on this, but I don't know why I won't do that. Okay, raise this a little bit down. Then you're going to take the Bison and Wolf Zords, flip them over, and also show somewhat their symbols on the Kyutamas. I'm trying to get it. Okay, here we go. Then you got them, set them down here, and then move the eagle. Raise the legs on both the Bison and the Wolf Zords, and then go ahead and plug them together. Boom. And then there you have it. That's just simple as that. You just put the Megazord just like that. Oh yeah, the Chameleon is a little reversed. Sorry about that. So there you have it. KyuRenOh Cosmic Fury Megazord, primarily just based with these colors. Because if I had the other Voyagers other than the Pink Ranger's Washi Voyager, even though, you know, again, if Cosmic Fury just was a full-on adaptation of Kyuranger, maybe Amelia could have had the pink, you know, this pink eagle. Zeta would have stayed the Red Ranger or something. I don't know, because again, what Cosmic Fury did, because I really was not a fan of how they adapted, you know, partially the Sentai while doing mostly their own stuff. I just wish they actually, yeah, I'm not going to complain again. So I really like the way how the Cosmic Fury Megazord, I mean KyuRenOh, but still Cosmic Fury Megazord looks. And this, my friends, is the more definitive toy, as opposed to Hasbro's low budget $80 effort. And I kid you not, because this, if you really want a more definitive Cosmic Fury Megazord, stick to the original Sentai toy. I guarantee you, you will not be ripped off or anything. Let's take a look at lights and sound. Okay, so the trick for the lights and sound. You wanted the light up, let's see how it looks. So I know I'm going to have to turn off the lights a little bit, but let's turn the back switch. Back switch will be right down there on the leg of the Black Ranger's Bison, Bull's Voyager Zord. So you turn that on, you know. Okay, let me turn the light off so we can get a good glimpse of how it looks with the light off. You ready? Okay, turn the light back on. And then this button, this little gray button here, is what starts the phrases and the lights and sound on the Megazord. I guess maybe if you turn the Kyutamas around, maybe the other Zords should be lighting up too. All I see is just the light for the Red Ranger Zord. Let's try again with the lights off. Okay, you got some lights for the red, yellow, and green Zords, but not for the others. I guess if we're going through some technical difficulties with the light. What is going on with my light? What's going on with my light? Don't tell me. Yeah, like I guess the only way the other Zords would light up, all 5 of them would light up, is like, say you got the Zords as the arms, but the legs are not lighting up for some reason. What's up with that? Okay, let's see something different. How about we take the Chameleon Voyager off and you put the Wolf Zord on as an arm, and then, sorry about that, and then you just pop this on. Whoops. Yeah, I know I'm having a real bad day, folks. Pop that back on, and let's see about the Megazord where the Wolf is the left arm and the Chameleon was the left leg, if capable. Because if anything, let's see about those lights. Okay, you got a blue light from the Blue Ranger's Wolf Zord from that. Okay, switch this out. Take the swordfish, swordfish, and then you make that as a leg and put, let's say, the Chameleon. I thought I was about to pop the Voyager off. The Kyutama. And then let's see how it is. Yeah, try to put the Fish Zord as a leg and have it docked in if need so. Okay, I'm having some difficulty, people. And this is how it will look with the Yellow Ranger's Swordfish Zord as a leg. Now let's take a look. Then you get the green light. Okay. I don't know if there's any additional sounds that should work, unless this is like a demo, or if this is... No, just on and off on this side, you know, on both sides of the switch. But I don't know why the... Okay, let me go back. Turn this off again. Turn the light off. Turn this light off. Turn this off. Okay, the leg lights are still working when you turn it on. But when you press the multiple buttons, the arms are the only lights that are going to come on, but not the legs. And that is kind of unfortunate, sadly. I mean, again, I still like this Megazord. It's still one of my favorite Megazords in modern Super Sentai and Power Rangers. But, okay, let's take a look at the Eagle Voyager and see how that pink light is with our MMPRS colors. Wait a minute. and see how this looks with just the red, black, blue, yellow, and pink colors. And then I gotta turn the switch off, start the colors over. There you go. Oh shit. So yeah, that's how the Megazord, this is how KyuRenOh and the Megazord would look with these different colors. But if only if the lights on the legs were glowing. Probably it's like, maybe I'm having a difficulty on mine. I don't know. There's got to be something that's blocking the leg colors from actually working when I'm pressing the multiple sounds and lights on this gray button on top of the lion. I don't know. Maybe that could be that problem. Not quite sure, but again, this is the first time in, you know, ever owning it after longing for it, yearning for it. Let's put it that way simply. Okay, let me put this back. Of course, like I've said, you know, if I want to go, you know, reminiscent of like the Ninja Megazord for MMPR, but set in space, I had to set these colors exactly. But, you know, of course, I don't have a, you know, White Ranger Zord or anything. These are just only basic colors for, you know, the colors that we already know for as MMPR. And again, and even Zoo Ranger. Okay, so put the... Actually, the wolf was better as a leg, but of course you can have them as any way, arm, leg, either way. Because when I get the rest of the Kyuuranger mecha, even for mecha that Cosmid Fury didn't even bother messing with, thank God, because you only had 10 episodes to work around. Yeah, because you really do need to... I do really need to think about getting the rest of the mecha from the Sentai, because Kyuuranger is one of my favorite modern Super Sentai, so I really do want to get all of the Zords. Okay, so like I was saying, you can put the Pink Ranger's Eagle Zord in the back of this compartment, I believe, just like this. Just slide her feet. Whoop! Slide her feet. I know. Firmly, kind of, I guess, like this. Maybe it could work with the lights and sound this way, or let me see. No lights and sound on the back, unless... How do you even turn? Wait, no, there's no way you can have her plugged like this from this way. That doesn't work. So you gotta slide her feet in between the lion's feet. Just like that, I guess. So, in final verdict on KyuRenOh. It's good. It's a really good Megazord, and again, it's like probably what I think we should have gotten from the quality from Hasbro, but Hasbro wanted to be cheap and said, fuck us the fans, you don't get this kind of quality from Bandai Japan. And yeah, what we had to work with is what we had to work with. Now when I get the other Voyagers later, maybe. Because I really, again, looking at this Megazord, Cosmic Fury Megazord, whatever you like to call it, because I hate that name, Cosmic Fury, because again, dinosaurs and these just don't mesh. Just like how you would say about Megaforce and how they took an Angel season and a Pirate season and realizing they don't go together either. But I've always liked this Megazord. Now, of course, there's not much articulation, just only on the arms, like, you know, for that standard battle pose, because even though these Japanese toys are, you know, what they are, kids, adult, high-end or whatever, given the premium quality, because Bandai Japan knows how to make these toys how they are. Because again, had we had this kind of, you know, quality during Neo, you know, if this Sentai was adapted into Power Rangers during Neo Saban, you know, Bandai America back in 2018 or so, if Power Rangers still continued adapting Sentai during Neo Saban and Bandai still had the license, Bandai America still had the license, you know they would cheapen out the quality of this, take the lights and sound out, and just make a very McDonald's Happy Meal toy quality version of this thing. And I'm glad we didn't. But Hasbro's version for the $80 Amazon exclusive Cosmic Fury Megazord release is pathetic. It's shameless. And, or no, actually shameful. And this is why I prefer this over Hasbro's version, because Hasbro, they screwed up. They really should have had never made a really cheap version of this, and where it had this base stand where it didn't amount much to anything, and you know, you treat it as though this is like the Thunder Zords from Season 2 Mighty Morphin, where you had the Thunder Zord Assault Team thing. That was what Hasbro did when they did their version of this for the Cosmic Fury Megazord toy, and I don't understand why they would go for that approach when they did their toy. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I got some hair on the thing. So yeah, I really do like KyuRenOh, you know, and I really highly recommend it for those who want to collect Super Sentai items. I may probably do more Sentai toys if I'm in the mood for it, but because again, Power Rangers as of this recording is just kind of like dying on a vine right now. It's on life support, and it's just sad how my franchise had fallen courtesy of Hasbro's greediness, let's put it that way. And I thought they would do better than Saban, but probably did worse, is all I'm saying. So that's it for my review on KyuRenOh / Cosmic Fury Megazord, like a Cosmic Fury Megazord with lights and sound to it and not what we had currently. So anyway, if you really enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'm sorry if I offended people who are very into Cosmic Fury. I mean, it's just, I just have some personal griping and saltiness about how I feel about how they used this Megazord and some parts of Kyuuranger for Power Rangers' final season in the original continuity, so they can just, you know, take a few years off and figure out something for the franchise after 30 years, and they just again, they just screwed up. They screwed up big time. So anyway, fuck you Hasbro with your version. This is the more definitive version.